Hi, I'm Julie with Julie Welton Health. Today we're going to be making my ultimate granola cookies, and they are gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. Here are the wet ingredients we're going to use to make our cookies. I also wanted to note that I created this recipe because I wanted people with digestive issues and individuals wanting to eat real wholesome food, a snack that they can grab and take on the go. Let's melt our coconut oil in a saucepan. And we are going to then add a quarter cup of pure maple syrup. This is my favorite sweetener for this recipe. You can also use honey or another liquid sweetener of choice, but this is the one I recommend for these cookies. We're then going to add in our almond milk and whisk it all together. I then remove it from the heat and pour it into a glass container and set it aside. We really want to make sure that the liquid is cool before we add it to our dry ingredients. So here's a list of the dry ingredients we're going to use for our cookies. There are a lot of them, so I like to have them laid out before I get started. But trust me, all the ingredients are worth it. All right, now we're gonna add in our 2.5 cups of gluten-free rolled oats. Oats are full of soluble fiber, and this is beneficial for the intestine as it can promote an optimal intestinal flora composition. We are also going to add in 1 cup of almond flour and 1 cup of sorghum flour. I love this flavor combination in the cookies. However, instead of the sorghum flour, you can also use chickpea flour or a gluten-free blend of choice. Here I'm going to add 1 cup of pumpkin seeds and 1 cup of sunflower seeds. These puppies are super high in zinc, which is important for our immune system, and zinc is a powerful antioxidant. Next, we're going to add a quarter cup of hemp seeds and a quarter cup of ground flaxseed. Make sure you grind your flaxseed ahead of time. It saves you a lot of time, and also flaxseed has properties in it that are damaged by heat, light, and oxygen. And yes, we are baking it, but that's okay. We're now going to add in our shredded coconut. Make sure it's sulfite-free and unsweetened. I am now going to add in coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is a great alternative to normal and brown sugar in baking. It is full of vitamins and minerals and doesn't play around with our insulin levels as much. I also added in dried cranberries. These are sweetened with apple juice and are sulfite-free. And next I'm going to add in cinnamon and sea salt. You have to have sea salt in your baking. It makes it taste wonderful. Now I'm adding 1 cup of dark dairy-free chocolate chips. Dark chocolate is a wonderful source of magnesium, and it is packed with antioxidants. You can alternatively use cacao nibs if you'd like, if you're trying to avoid too much excess sugar. Then we're going to mix it all together. I now am going to grab the wet ingredients we mixed up and set aside and pour it into the dry ingredients. We're gonna mix this all together and start making our cookies. I am using a quarter cup to place the batter onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet. I usually use 2 baking sheets for the entire recipe. I then pop it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I bake it usually for about 25 to 35 minutes, and then I take a look and make sure that they are nice and brown, but not too brown on the outside. I then place them on a cooling rack for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then pop them in an airtight container. I usually just put a few into an airtight container, and then the rest I freeze to enjoy at a later date. They keep so fresh this way. So here's another look at our final product. A wonderful protein, fat, and fiber packed snack to enjoy on the go. Whoa! Thank you so much for tuning in. There will be lots more recipe videos to come, and thanks for sticking in there for my first recipe video. I'm sure it will only get better from here. I'm sure there will also be a lot more bloopers. So please, if you like this recipe and you want to see more, subscribe and like. It really helps my channel get started so that I can keep bringing you real, wholesome, delicious recipes. Have a wonderful day.